Welcome to episode 82, Superpowers and our 3 Most Common Kryptonites. Welcome to Alive by Design. My name is Blake Mallon, and we're here to bring you inspiring people, principles, and practices to help you wake up, move toward your meant to, and feel fully alive. Open your mind and let's dive in. Hey guys, before you listen to the podcast, I just want to drop in and say I appreciate you for being here, and I'm super excited about this new Walk With Me series. These are solo episodes where I take some time in the middle of my morning run through the Santa Monica Mountains to share some inspired ideas and thoughts on my mind and heart. If you want to join me for any of these conversations live, you can catch me many mornings on my Facebook page, facebook.com/BlakeMallon.page. Would love to see you there. Love you guys. Enjoy the episode. Walk with me. So for those of you catching this live, if it looks like I'm glistening, it's because I am. Just had a good pace coming up the hill this morning. Weighted vest on, sun is out, beautiful day. So I was at dinner with my family, Karis and the kids, a couple weeks ago, and my son right now, Greyson, is really into superheroes. Who isn't into superheroes? Superheroes are awesome. And he started a conversation at the dinner table about our superpowers, as in like our family's superpowers. And he looks to me, he says, "Dad, you have Batman ability." Karis and I kind of laughed, like, okay, I can see that. Like, I got a lot of fun toys. I'll take Batman, he's cool. And I asked Greyson back, I said, "Greyson, what's your superpower?" And he started thinking about it. He's like, He's like, "I don't know if I have any powers." I said, "No, we all have powers. You definitely have superpowers. What's your superpower?" And he was thinking. I said, "Well, I know one of your superpowers." And he kind of perked up and smiled, and I said, "You want me to tell you your superpower, what I think it is?" He said, "Yeah." I said, "I think your superpower is you have the ability to make friends instantly wherever you go." And he's like, "Yeah," and he lit up because he really does have that superpower, like an uncanny ability to instantly make everybody his friend everywhere all the time. And it's amazing. I love it. And Karis is like, "Yeah, that's your superpower." And he said, "Yeah, that's my superpower." And then he said, and I also, Dad, I have flash speed." I said, "Yes, you have flash speed too." And it was funny. Then he says, "Guys, you know what your superpower is?" And we're like, "No, what, Grace?" He looks to Karis. He says, "Mom, your superpower is love. Yours and Dad's superpower is love." I watched Karis' heart just melt. It was the best ever. I can't make this stuff up. He's an amazing 5-year-old. And a fun conversation. We went on to talk about Sadie's superpowers. And ever since then, he's been running around the house saying, "Hey, let's practice our superpowers. Let's practice our superpowers." And it's been a fun conversation. And I want to talk today with y'all about that. Your superpowers. Your superpower. Because we all have them. And maybe some of the things that we all run into that can be our kryptonite, so to speak, if we carry the analogy forward. 3 specifically that I know we all face that sometimes give our power away, and how to overcome that. And let's talk about superpowers. If I were to ask you right now, yes, you, literal question, what's your superpower? How would you answer? I'm gonna go take a seat up here. How would you answer that question? I think we all have it. We all have probably quite a bit, have a combination of them when it comes to what are our unique individual superpowers. And I kind of define it as really what we were designed for, what we were created for. I think our uniqueness in itself is our differentiator. Us being us is the very thing that separates us from everybody else. We were all created with our own unique set and combination. And I kind of look at our superpower as the intersection of three things: our purpose, our passion, our potential. Our potential being the accumulation of our own unique set of gifts. We were all given different strengths. You were given different strengths. There are certain things that you excel at, that you flow at, that you progress at, right? Naturally, innately, faster than others. Those are gifts to you. Those are superpowers to you. There are certain abilities you have accumulated because of who you've been around, what you've done, the things you've tried, the things you've done right, the things you've messed up. All of that accumulates into our own truly dynamic, unique set of abilities. And all this gets wrapped up, guys, our strengths, our gifts, our talents, our skills, our abilities, into what I call your potential. And I want you to think about what that is really right now that separates you, that makes you you, that makes you unique. And know that that's a rare combination. Nobody else has that unique combination. Beyond our potential then goes to our passion. Our passion is what is put inside of us that ignites that desire. We've talked a lot about that recently. Desire being the catalyst, the igniter, the kindling, the spark, the ignition, the activation, right, of the energy that moves us forward. And that is given to us uniquely. We have our own unique things that ignite that within us. Different things excite us differently. We all get moved, right, by different sparks, by different triggers. And you guys, that is a unique superpower to all of us, our passion that's designed to move us in a direction. And then lastly, our purpose, which is how we use everything that I just mentioned in a way that transcends just us, how we use it in a way that contributes, that gives, that shares, that makes a impact or a dent outside of just our sphere to others, whether that be a single individual or a group of individuals or a massive movement of individuals. And those three things, guys, come together to combine a unique superpower, right? The intersection I call you're meant to. You probably heard that from me before in some of our previous conversations, because it's who you've been designed or created to be, who you are meant to be. And you guys, that is a superpower. It is different. It is what allows you to excel, allows you to do things beyond maybe a normal realm of what you think is possible. It allows you to elevate, to excel, to rise, to accomplish. And you guys, that's a superpower. And you need to get in tune with what that is for you and recognize that you have a superpower. And really, by a superpower, I mean you have a unique combination of superpowers that all come together that make you you. And you were designed that way for a reason, to go make an impact for a reason. And you guys, that's the superpower we all have. We all have it. And you got to recognize that. You got to acknowledge that. You got to accept that. You got to be proud of that, hey, we all have a unique superpower. How many of you are willing to accept that, to believe that you are unique, you are different, you were designed and created for a reason. You have a unique set of combinations of our purpose, our passion, our potential that come together that allow you to do things in a special way that nobody else can do. And how many of you are willing to call that a superpower? I think it's pretty cool. But here's the conversation that I also want to have, that there's certain things we all do that sometimes, even with this great gift, even with the awareness and understanding that we have it, sometimes we give our power away. Right? We all are guilty of this. Maybe some more than others, but we've all been through it. We give it away. And I want to talk about at least 3 kryptonites, if you will, that all of us, I'm sure at some time in our life, have come in contact with. And I want to raise our level of awareness to these 3 things and challenge us not to give our powers away when we come across these kryptonites in our life. First kryptonite, common trend I see all the time, that people allow to give their power away. First kryptonite is our past. How often do we get stuck in our past? How often do we look at a circumstance that we went through and we let that circumstance linger on way beyond the time it was maybe designed to be? We let our past dictate our future. We let something that is no longer here stay with us emotionally, mentally, energetically, and keep us from going to where we want to go. You guys, we can't let our past take our power away. When it comes to our past, guys, our past is designed to be a gift. And I challenge everybody, when it comes to looking at your past, don't let it put bars around you. Don't let it limit you. Don't let it define you. Understand that the past is the past and it's gone and it does not dictate the future. And when we look on our past, I challenge everybody to look at your past through a lens of gratitude. Because if you look at your past through a lens of gratitude, it allows you to be grateful for the moments and memories you cherish, the amazing experiences you've had, the relationships that have come into your life. But it also allows you to look at the past and be grateful for all of the lessons, all of the learnings, all of the mistakes, all of the trials, all of the tribulations, right? All of the difficulties that have made you who you are, that have grown your skill set, grown your resilience, grown your fortitude. You look at the past through a lens of gratitude, both of what you call the good and maybe the tough times and the lessons. And with the lens of gratitude, you're able to take all of that and you're able to now use it as a launching pad, right? As a slingshot into the future. But we got to let go of our past. We can't let our past become our kryptonite, suck our superpower. You guys, the past is designed to prepare you for what comes next, nothing more and nothing less. What you've gone through for a reason. What you've gone through has gotten you to where you are, made you who you are today. And all of that is greater than who you were a year ago or 2 years ago or 10 years ago. And all of that is a perfect stage set to propel you for where you want to go. It's a launching pad. Don't let your past be your kryptonite. The second thing that I see all the time when it comes to people giving their power away isn't necessarily their past, but it might be people. People outside them. How often do we allow certain individuals to take our power away? And you know exactly what I mean. It can be something as simple as something someone says or something someone does. Sometimes it's someone we don't even know or don't even have a relationship with. It can be a comment on an Instagram post. I mean, something that is just a remark. Could be as simple as a few short words of text. We let take our power away, knock our confidence, raise self-doubt, question ourselves. You guys, you can't let other people take your power away, become your kryptonite. You know, here's the reality. No matter what you do, no matter how good the intentions, no matter how perfect the actions, no matter how high the results, it does not matter the standard that you set. As close to a perfection as you could possibly define, here's the reality. There are still going to be people that judge you. You cannot make everybody happy, ever. And you guys, worrying or trying to do so is surely the way to never be at peace with yourself and never unlock the powers that you have. You know, one of the largest regrets of people, and this has actually been surveyed, largest regrets of people is at the end of people's life, people say one of my biggest regrets is I wish I would have lived a life true to myself, not the life others expected of me. In other words, guys, one of the biggest regrets is people spending too much time and too much mental energy trying to live up to the expectations of others as opposed to being true to yourself. In other words, as opposed to unlocking your own superpowers, you let other people become your kryptonite. Guys, when people say something or do something that has a lens of judgment, understand that comment, that energy, that remark tells us much more about the person saying it than it does about you or the person that they're saying it to. Those that judge most are often the ones who have done most to be judged. Those that judge most is more a reflection of who they are and the lens of which they see the world than it is having anything to do with you or that specific action. But so often we get stuck caring too much about the thoughts and the opinions of others that we let it give our power away, put limitations, right, on the level of which we're able to rise. And you guys, that's a kryptonite. Don't ever dim your light because you're afraid it's too bright for others to see. That's not why you were created. Don't lower the level you're playing at because you're worried about what someone says or may say. Don't ever let someone outside of you, because of their own perspective of the world, allow you to question or doubt yourself. Don't give your power away. You know, I'm willing to bet whenever we're in those situations, whether it be a comment or remark or action that gives us that feeling of limitation, I'm willing to bet if you actually pause and ask yourself the question, hey, the person that is sending that shot toward you, is that even a person who's living a life you want to live up to? And I don't just mean a level of money or success, but I mean a level of living, a level of life. Do they have the relationships you want? Do they have the family you want, the values that you want, the wealth that you want, the contribution that you want, the level of life that you want? What's the level of living they're at? And is it even someone you aspire to be? And if not, why are you putting so much weight on what they say or think about you? Don't let that person be your kryptonite. So guys, our past, don't let it give your power away. Other people, don't let it give your power away. And the last one, and we've talked a little bit about this in recent conversations. The last one, guys, is you can't let your own familiarity, your own home state be something that takes your power away. You know, so often we get stuck in situations, and isn't life about highs and lows? Isn't life a roller coaster? Isn't life, you know, sometimes you're on the way up, sometimes you're on the way down. It is the cycle. It is normal. That's what everybody goes through. But sometimes we might get stuck in a patch where we get almost familiar to a negative feeling or negative emotion, a feeling of stress or a feeling of anxiety or a feeling of struggle or a feeling of depression. And sometimes your body might get so used to that, it becomes its familiar state. And you guys, our body craves familiar. It's designed to scrape and scratch and hold on to familiar, because no matter what it is or how bad it is or what you want or what you don't want, familiar is a lot more safe than the unknown, than new. That's why getting outside a comfort zone, doing something new, something novel, stretches us, right? Is sometimes more difficult because our body is physically designed to maintain familiar. And you guys, we got to be able to break that for you to unlock your full superpower and use powers you've never even attempted to use that you have right now, to go to a place you haven't been, to stretch yourself. You have to be able to get outside your own familiar. And sometimes our own state, right, is the kryptonite. They say good is the enemy of great. They say, you know, for us to unlock our potential, we got to get outside our comfort zone. Right? All of these things is relating to this conversation, guys. We got to stretch behind what we know to go into the unknown. Don't let the familiar, don't let the good, don't let the known end up becoming, guys, a jail or a set of bars or limitations to keep you from unlocking where you're really meant to be. So, guys, those are 3 kryptonites we all face, right? We all face the kryptonite of a past. We all face the kryptonite of other people and opinions. And you know what? We all face the kryptonite sometimes inside ourselves of our own familiarity based on the things that we've gone through. And you guys, those are things that we can't allow to take our power away, because it got to go back to where we started. And we got to remember we have our own unique set of potential, passion, purpose. And you guys, that was given us for a reason, to go make an impact, to go do something great within our lives and the lives of others. And who are we to let little things of kryptonite, right, keep us from reaching our own superpower? So my question for all of you guys today is, hey, what is your superpower? Do you recognize it? Do you believe it? Do you understand it? Are you willing to give it to the world? And hey, are you running across any of the kryptonites in your life right now? The past, other people, or maybe our own familiar state that we got to break free from in order to move forward and go do the things that we're capable of. Because one thing I know for sure is at the end of the day, we talk about feeling most alive. You feel most alive, guys, when you're really being true to yourself and you're living the superpowers that you have within you and inside of you every single day. So with that, I'm going to get back to finishing my run. Beautiful day on the top here. Sun is shining. And my hope for all of you is, yes, you have a superpower. We all do. Give it to the world. shine bright, don't limit it for others. And hey, when you run across those kryptonites that we talked about here today, now at least you're able to recognize them, and that awareness will allow you to overcome them. Hope everybody stays safe, stay sane, stay healthy, and here's to unlocking your superpowers this week. Take care, everybody.
Hey guys, one last thing. I'm super excited that this new podcast, Alive by Design, just went live. You see, I designed the show to bring you inspired thoughts and fascinating conversations with the world's most impactful people, to provide transformative principles and practices to help you wake up, move toward your meant to, and feel fully alive. And I'd love for you to help me spread the word now. Simply subscribe, rate, and review the podcast on this platform right now. So if I've ever given you value, please do me this personal favor and go subscribe now. And if you found today's episode helpful in any way, make sure you share this with at least one friend today. You have the power right now to change someone's day. So send them a text message with a link to alivebydesign.com, or simply copy and paste the link right from this podcast platform. Who's one person you know right now that you want to see succeed, that you want to see grow, that you want to see feel more alive? Shoot them a text with your largest takeaway from today and be a light in their day. And if you were referred here by a friend, make sure you shoot them a text back and say thank you. I'd love to hear from you directly on what you got from today's podcast. So if you're up for it, drop by my Instagram @BlakeMallon and shoot me a DM. And as always, thank you for showing up. I'm grateful for you, and I hope our time together today in some small way helped you feel a little more alive. Until next time.